What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knockout Rituals. It has been a minute. It's been about probably 2 years since I posted on this channel, man. I had a lot going on, but we are back and we got a lot to talk about. These excuses. Let's jump right into it. A lot of fans are already making excuses for the performance that Terence Crawford put on Canelo. We knew this was going to happen. He said before the fight in interviews that fans would make excuses once he defeated Canelo. The confidence he had himself in defeating Canelo was radiant. Everything he said was going to happen happened the exact way. Now, what fans are saying, they are saying that he ran. Makes zero sense, but they are saying Terence Crawford ran for 12 rounds. All he did was run. But we're going to go ahead and debunk that right now. If Terence Crawford only ran for 12 rounds, how did Canelo's face end up looking like this? Let's just let that sit in. How can he make the man look like this? Meanwhile, Terence Crawford's face at the end of the fight looked like this. The man had no facial damage at all, except for that mark above his eye where Canelo headbutted him. Now, Canelo was getting frustrated. The headbutt, I'm not going to say was intentional, but there was a headbutt, all right? Could have been out of frustration. Could have been accidental. I'm going to just say it was accidental. But Canelo was very much so frustrated. You could see when he kept dropping his hands, walking the other direction. Almost looked like Canelo wanted to quit after like round 8 or round 9. He was just completely perplexed with Crawford's style. He said in the post-fight interview, he tried his best, but he never could figure out Crawford's style. Those were his exact words. Crawford's style was very difficult. He tried his best. He did his best. He then said Crawford is a better fighter than Floyd Mayweather. So Canelo gave all the props to Terence Crawford, made no excuses, took his loss in an honorable manner, but it's his fans. His fans making these excuses. They're even saying that Canelo is past his prime. He's washed up. That makes no sense because Terence Crawford is basically 3 years older than Canelo. So you can't use that excuse because that means Bud is even further past his prime than Canelo. Crawford is almost 40 years old. He'll be 38 this month in like 2 weeks. Canelo just turned 35 in July, so there's about a 3-year difference in age. So you can't use this Canelo's washed up, he's past his prime. That's the same excuse they tried to use when Manny Pacquiao lost to Floyd. And Floyd Mayweather is older than Manny Pacquiao, so it makes no sense. But these are the excuses that we're seeing. So we just had to, debunk the nonsense. Now, another thing that we got to look at, if Terence Crawford only ran for 12 rounds, how could he outland Canelo? How could he basically double the amount of headshots landed in comparison to what Canelo landed to the head? You see what I'm saying? How could Crawford throw 100 punches more than Canelo if Crawford was busy running, right? How did he threw 100 punches more and he landed more than Canelo, but they're saying he only ran. Now, if you actually watched the fight, you would have known that Crawford used angles. He controlled the distance. He was turning Canelo, running Canelo into counters. He was letting his hands go in the second half of the fight. Every time Canelo landed one punch, Bud answered back with 3 or 4, mixing them up to the head, body, head, body, head, combinations, flurries. He even sat in the pocket with Canelo, right, and still won the exchanges. He pressed right up against Canelo at times, letting his hands go. and still outlanded Canelo in those exchanges. So I don't want to hear nothing about running. It is what it is. The better man won. Now, I do want to touch on this. Terence Crawford did something that we don't see all the time. Not only did he jump up multiple weight classes, basically 3 weight classes, because he only had one fight at 154, so I don't really consider him a 154-pound fighter. He's basically a welterweight that jumped 3 weight classes, but he did it with no tune-up fight. He went straight to Canelo. Straight to Canelo after going up that many weight classes. And he did this at the age of basically 38 years old. And he did this with no rehydration clause. And he did this with no catch weight. When Floyd fought Canelo at 154, Floyd put a catch weight. They fought at 152 pounds. Bud went all the way to 68. You know how crazy that is? You got to be crazy to do that. Fighters are not risking their records these days. They're not doing it. This man, Terence Crawford, did it. Moved up several weight classes. Went to the undisputed king of the division, the face of boxing, the guy who's been in the ring with everybody, and made it look easy with no catch, no rehydration, no nothing. Didn't even take a tune-up. When fans were telling Terence Crawford to take a tune-up at 161st to see how he'll fare against Canelo or fight somebody weak at 168 first, he didn't even do it. He went straight to Canelo. So you got to take your head off to Terence Crawford. People aren't doing these type of fights, moving up these days without rehydration clauses. It's just not happening. You know, when Tank fought Ryan Garcia, he had a rehydration clause on him. You know, we can't even get Tank to fight the champions in his own weight class. We can't get him in there with Shakur. We can't get him in there with we couldn't get him in there with Keyshawn Davis, but you got Bud going up to 168. It's absolutely ludicrous. And for him to pull it off, you got to give him all the credit. The fans are upset, the Canelo fans. Canelo took his loss like a man in an honorable fashion, but it's his fans, the same people that booed Terence Crawford all week. Absolute disrespectful fans. It was disgusting. They booed the American fight. I understand they were holding it down for Canelo, representing their people and everything. That's cool. You feel me? I completely understand that. The only thing I didn't understand was, why do you got to boo the other guy? Like, the booing of Crawford was just ridiculous, bro. Like, the man's always just conducted himself professionally and always showed respect towards Canelo and his opponents, except for opponents that disrespected him. But for the most part, Terence Crawford don't even talk that much. You know what I'm saying? So for them to boo him all week in Vegas, that was disrespectful, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then he told them he was going to send them home crying. And that's what happened. That's where these excuses came from. Now they're saying Bud is ducking Benavidez, and they want to see Bud fight Benavidez to prove himself. Well, these are the same fans that were absolutely okay with Canelo Alvarez not fighting Benavidez, and even made excuses for Canelo as to why he should not fight Benavidez and why they were okay with him not fighting Benavidez. But now they want Bud to fight Benavidez after they were okay with Canelo not fighting him. It's crazy, man. The goalposts will always be moved. But anyways, man, that's all I got. You know, it's knockout rituals, man. And I will catch y'all on the next video. Peace.